Some people are saying there's an attack on Bitcoin right now because we constantly are hearing about more and more companies that are being affected, that are being exploited, that have to do with Bitcoin, and they're being exploited by AI. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about how safe your keys are too if you hold crypto on a cold storage wallet. We'll look at that. We'll also be going through what's happening in the broader market today. Stock market's pretty green, at least in my portfolio. The indices are slightly green. We'll be going through some of the news there. And Michael Saylor just sold some more Bitcoin. There is a company that has been buying some Bitcoin as well. But yeah, let's walk through all that. If you don't mind, hit subscribe so you can see future videos just like this one. Also, if you do want me to talk about anything specific, if you have a specific question, maybe I'll include that in the next video. It's been a little bit quiet here. Actually, I think on Friday I might not have even made a video, which is crazy for me during the week. But yeah, there wasn't too much going on, and we took the Bitcoin toddler to the zoo, so it was a good little break day. But if there's anything specific you want me to talk about, let me know down below in the comments. If you do want to trade crypto, there are links underneath in the link tree. You can check out BidFi and Ubit and BTCC. They all have deposit bonuses right now. They all are great places to trade if you want to start trading stocks or crypto using leverage. Now, as we can see, the broader market is slightly green. The S&P 500 up about 0.2%. The NASDAQ and the Dow just barely green. The VIX is actually up slightly. And oil's up about 3% as well. So kind of an interesting thing when the VIX and oil are both up and the rest of the market is still green. From what I can see here, let's just pull up the stocks that are actually up. We have a couple of the hyperscalers that are actually up pretty nicely, like Microsoft up about 2%. They said that they're going to advance their next AI chips, next gen AI chips. Amazon's up 1.25%, Google slightly up. We have Meta up nicely, up 2.5%, but a lot of the AI stocks are down slightly. You can see Nvidia down 1.5%, Micron down about 0.6%, AMD up down about 1%. So depending on if you're more focused on the AI players, maybe your portfolio is down slightly. Mine is up pretty nicely though, as I am focused on the hyperscalers. We got news over the weekend about Berkshire's earnings. Berkshire announces earnings on Saturdays, which is interesting. They double beat, and they actually said that they're buying again for the first time since 2022. That their cash pile actually went down for the first time in a long time. They bought $25 billion of stock and sold just under $4 billion. They bought Taylor Morrison Home for $6.8 billion. I haven't heard of that, but I knew that they were investing about $10 billion in Alphabet, Google, during Q2, which is now a top 5 holding, which is pretty cool. It's come out recently too that Warren Buffett was actually the one that spearheaded the Google investment. It wasn't one of his underlings or one of his employees. He actually was the one that kind of picked them out, which is, I think, a good thing for the company. Google obviously has done quite well, and it's good for Berkshire to continue to invest in these tech stocks. I mean, they made a lot of money from Apple, and then they kind of scaled back on tech. And then they bought $4.5 billion of their own stock back. So thinking that they're a little bit cheaper, just maybe that they have too much cash and they should buy back shares. So that might have the market a little bit excited that even Warren Buffett is seeing some value in the market. Now he's kind of stepped away from Berkshire, but I think that was more recently. President Trump is ready to end the war without a nuclear deal if Iran fully reopens the Strait of Hormuz, according to Wall Street Journal. So President Trump, I'm sure, will be getting kind of antsy to get this done before midterm elections. This has gone longer than I think he expected and the rest of the world expected. So yeah, hopefully it just gets done, right? And we clear up the strait and oil prices come down, inflation can come down. The Fed doesn't have to worry about hiking rates. Maybe we'll actually see rate cuts. That would be very bullish for the markets. Michael Saylor sold some Bitcoin. You might not know that because he didn't say that exactly, but Strategy increases its USD reserve by $650 million and repurchased about $109 million of STRC. This increased USD duration by about 143 days. Now they have 2.7 years of dividend coverage. This is at their current STRC shares, to be clear. This could go up and down based on, any number of things. But if they start selling a lot more STRC, that USD reserve goes down. At least the 2.7-year runway. So now they hold 840,447 Bitcoin and about 4.65 billion in their USD reserve. So they're becoming less levered, right? Now, how are they doing this? Well, there are a couple different things they're doing. They didn't mention that they're selling Bitcoin in this post, but they are selling some Bitcoin. They sold about $108 million worth of Bitcoin at about $64,200. So they sold about 1,700 Bitcoin, not a huge amount compared to how much they have. I mean, we're talking about 0.2% or something like that, like not even close to a percent. But still, it is showing that they're willing to sell more Bitcoin. They also sold a decent amount of MSTR common stock. They sold about $653 million worth. So that's how you get to those numbers. I mean, it makes sense, right? 650, and then they bought 109 million. Basically, the Bitcoin that they sold basically just funded their STRC buyback. So selling some Bitcoin, becoming less levered. I think right now it's just they're trying to give the market some indication that STRC is going to get back to peg, and it's very close. It's at $95.24. Keep in mind, it went all the way down to $70. So, or $72. If you had bought then, I know someone that bought in the low 80s, you've gotten a good amount of upside and you're getting dividends. Now, I don't know how I feel about this. Like, if you saw this massive volatility, does that make you more confident or less confident? Because it shows, hey, like this isn't perfect. It can still go down 30%. And if you needed your cash in this 2 or 3 month period, you'd have to sell at a loss. On the other hand, they were able to get it basically back up to peg. Now, it's not quite up to peg, but it's very close. So let me know in the comments, does it make you more confident or less confident in STRC moving forward? There is a company that's buying Bitcoin still. Strive just purchased 147 Bitcoin for 9.5 million. Good for them. So they're continuing to accumulate. I see some people kind of worried in the market though. Isabella Issa, a big Twitter influencer, said that she's going to puke. I can't believe there is a full attack on Bitcoin. Stay vigilant. Upgrade your BTC Pay server. This came after a post that there's a critical vulnerability being actively exploited on BTC Pay server, which can result in the loss of funds. So between the cold card, BTC Pay server, and any number of other exploits recently, it's got people worried about Bitcoin. I see this a lot on Twitter, like, hey, Bitcoin's not safe. They're all like AI is destroying Bitcoin right now. It's not really the case at all. Bitcoin is still fine. It's all these things built on Bitcoin, which are having issues because, people have coded them in a way that's not very secure. They are vulnerable to bugs and attacks. So this is why I think at the end of the day, it makes a lot of sense to just focus on accumulating Bitcoin. Like if you want Bitcoin, you can do all the other stuff. Like you can try to build on it. You can try to do all this stuff. And yeah, it's great for the ecosystem, whatever. But there's a lot of time that goes into it. And unless you're very good with tech and security, like you can spend a lot of time and it's just kind of wasted. Like, I know there's another person I've talked to a lot, Brian Harrington, who's worked at Bitcoin companies, Bitcoin startups for like 5 or 6 years, and recently stepped away. And he's like, yeah, I'm less bullish on Bitcoin startups. Right? Like it just makes sense to have Bitcoin and then build other things and focus on cash flow rather than like these Bitcoin type companies. A lot of them just don't make sense. And there's a lot of risk in it if you don't know what you're doing. Like if you can't secure your payments, if you can't secure your Bitcoin. Now, if you are worried about your cold storage, here's a nice little chart. Hardware wallet seed security. Entropy, possibilities, and time to crack. The cold card MK3 was what was affected recently with the attack where they didn't really secure it properly, and a lot of people lost their Bitcoin. Or a lot of Bitcoin was lost. Like I think it was $100 million worth. Apparently, cold card MK4 and MK5 were also affected, which I'll be honest, this chart says that it should take 75 to 150 years to crack it. I didn't dig too much into MK4 or MK5 because I saw MK3 was affected. I don't hold any Bitcoin on cold cards, but yeah, after hearing about the MK3, I would have just moved all my crypto off of cold cards in general, right? Like, don't wait until your card is affected or not affected. Like, just move it from there to a different cold storage. Treasure 12 word SLIP 39. So some have 12 word, some have 24 word. It should take a long time. There's a lot of security. It's very hard to crack. If you add a secret password or passphrase, you can add a secret wallet that adds one more word, and you can choose it. So there are a lot more possibilities. So that can add a lot more security, even yet on top of the 12 words. You're secure. You're most likely fine, right? Like, then the problem is more, how do you secure your words? Does someone find your words if you back them up certain ways and then you leave them out, or someone breaks into a safe or something like that that has your security? That is more the concern than someone across the world cracking into your wallet. Then the 24 word is many more times difficult. This says many times longer than the age of the universe it would take to crack. Again, this is based on 1 billion guesses per second. So as time goes on, it'll be easier to crack these because AI will get better. But then Ledger all models is even more difficult. Oh no, it's the same apparently. All models of Ledger are the same as the 24 word Treasure. So yeah, if you have Treasure and Ledger, the issue is more just, how do you secure your seed phrase? Where do you keep your wallets themselves? Can you be attacked? That kind of thing. So hopefully that makes you feel a little bit better. Let me know though down below. I really appreciate you all watching. It's kind of a quiet time in crypto. I mean, we've talked about this many times. We're getting close to where we typically bottom. I think now it's just a matter of time. We just have to wait it out. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll see y'all soon. Just a reminder, this is not financial advice. This is not legal advice. Do your own research. I'm never going to reach out to you either in the comment section or through any other means to try to get you to invest in something that I'm investing in or to send me crypto. Some links underneath the video are affiliate links. I may earn a commission, but this is at no extra cost to you. Of course, do your own due diligence.